Okay, these are quilts I've made since the pandemic. This one's a rail fence, but the top and bottom here, I did the same material so you'd have a different effect. Sometimes it's fun to see what you can do just by go. Now this is the same thing, but different effect, different materials. And then I need some help because if you notice it says fabric by, somehow I need to cover that, but I haven't figured out how yet. Maybe you'll give me some ideas. Now the back of this just happened to work good.
Because the child can play with his Matchbox cars on the roadway, as you can see it is on the back. And this other one has a roadway also. Different design, but it's on there.
Now I started to use my teapot material. Don't give me any more teapot. I just happened into a batch and I didn't realize how big a batch. Now, as I'm doing this, you can see there's quite a few that I made. I wasn't sure how many I'd make. By the end I was kind of surprised even for my number. It was 16 or 17 I had done. Now, if you look on YouTube for 4, you'll see more. This is this one. But if you go to 1 or 2, you'll see other ones I made. Now, the original plan was supposed to be like this. I was supposed to do a 4-patch and then a square that side. As I got to thinking about the rail fence, I kind of changed what I had in mind. Now, you're going to see a few different teapot materials that I used. This one, a different, and I was a little bit short in sizing, so it went that way. And then, as I was using the teapot materials, I kept going and going and going. Well, after I got this last one, something dawned on me that I hadn't even known while I worked on 15 or 16 of these quilts. These two materials are the same thing, different colorways. And if you noticed, I just happened to line up the cups. I noticed that after. It didn't dawn on me that it was the same thing. And then I'm going over to fruit. Now, this was one I showed you last time. And I had some leftovers. And what do you do with the leftovers from a quilt? Well, you figure out a different pattern. So, that was the leftovers. And then, I have another batch of leftovers. I thought it was all done, but evidently I got cherries and strawberries now. But that'll be quite a while, because next I'm working on bingos, but that's in progress. And then, I did this quilt. And I found some other material, so I did a play on it. I showed you last time. Well, this was the one that I ended up doing. So the apple sort of went with it. It was just kind of fun. Harvey did the quilting. What's strange on this whole batch, Harvey only did 4 of the quilting. I asked him to do a few of mine too when he was busy with his trains. Then after that was done, I thought it was done that bird one. I came across this back. I thought, oh, it would have been perfect for it. I finished them all. Well, I finished them all. That's what I thought. Then I was cleaning up an area and I found more. So the bird and the apple are on the same thing again. So that guy was meant to go together. Then I got one more construction quilt, I thought. Well, this guy's another one I made with it. And then I had leftovers. Oh, what do you do? Well, I had some of this back for leftover and some of a different one. So the back is pieced from that leftover and this. And then how do you make it not look like a leftover quilt? Hopefully it doesn't look like a leftover even though it was. So that's what I ended up with on that. And then we got, you know, if you have those strips you've been collecting over time and you say, okay, I've had it, what do I do with it? Well, these are 2 examples. You don't quite give up on them. Now the batting, I sewed together the pieces and then the top was made to fit the batting. Then we got one more like that. Well, I got to show one more. Okay, so that one ended up with that with my leftover flowers. Next month, hopefully I'll show you some bingo ones I've done. So it's 42 from this group, and then total between this pandemic started, I made 162 for the kids in the shelter, and over time, they'll get them, and maybe I'll get back to working on a few of my own. Out of all the, okay.
And thanks for watching. Just remember, look up Harvey and Rosie's Shelter at Home Quilts -4 on YouTube. Bye-bye.